good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Life of Logan TV. And coming through the door, I would greatly appreciate it if you would hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you're always alerted whenever I drop one of these videos. Also, whenever something resonates with you, please make sure to hit the like button and comment down below. I appreciate everybody who has subscribed. We are now over 100 subscribers, and in just a month of doing this, like, that's big to me. That means the world to me that you all took the time to subscribe, to people who did, to people who liked the videos, people who have commented. That means the world to me because, you know, you could be spending your time doing anything in the world, but you're spending time watching videos made by yours truly. And I greatly appreciate that. So, let's talk about it. Death. Dealing with death. We've all had to face it at some point in time in our life. Death is something that is inevitable. It's something that it finds all of us and it affects all of us in one way or another. Death is inescapable. I remember when my grandmother died, and that broke me. Like, that broke me. That broke me as being in my early 20s, like, that broke me, and I didn't really realize it until years later that I had been dealing with it in the wrong way. I was like most males. We have like that initial reaction, that initial visceral reaction. That visceral reaction to a loved one passing away, especially somebody who's like a matriarch to us. Sorry, y'all, my eyes itching. But someone who is a matriarch to us in our family. And we don't know how to handle that. I remember I was in college, I was at school, and my mom had called me, and that right there just, it triggered something in me. You know, I started immediately having a panic attack because my mom never called me during school, because my mom was always big on, hey, you at school, you focus on school, all throughout elementary, junior high, high school, even in college. She's like, you at school, focus on school. Like, just, I won't bother you because I know you at school. I know you in class. And she called me, so I knew it was something serious. And she left me a voicemail. And I could even hear the trepidation in her voice. Like, and she was like, Steven, call me when you get a chance. So immediately I ran outside and I called her. And, shoot, I don't know if I'm getting emotional or if it's just my eye, y'all. Not there's anything wrong with that or whatever, because, you know, on this channel, emotions are good. I think it's just something, I got something in my eye, but forgive me. And I called her, and that's when I got hit with, till this day, is still one of the worst phone calls I ever got. That your grandmother passed away this morning. And I remember I started crying, I started fussing and cussing, like I was going off, like I was so angry. I was so angry because, like, I just never thought about my grandmother passing away. And my grandmother was like a mother to me. Granted, yes, I had a very active mother. My mother was always in my life, but my grandma was always there. My grandma was always there. And just thinking about a world without my grandma, that messed me up. That really jacked me up. And you think that you get past things when you're younger, you kind of like you just keep going. And then even when you're older, you just keep going. You just keep going. You keep working through the pain. You keep partying through the pain. You keep drinking through the pain. You keep doing whatever you got to do just to go on ahead and get from point A to point B. As we've talked about before on this here channel, there is good forward progress and there's bad forward progress. All forward progress is not created equal. Sometimes you just moving forward because you tell yourself you had to move forward. You're not moving forward because you actually did the work that needs to be done to move forward. And that's what I was doing. I was moving forward because I thought I had to move forward. I told myself, you got to move forward. You got to go ahead and get past this. And that right there was the first time that I probably should have had, at that moment, taken counseling. Especially us men, like, we don't deal well with death, the death of like matriarchs of our families. I'm still blessed to have my mother, but I've seen people who, I've seen guys who they get the call the day mothers died, and like I've seen one of my buddies, like he straight up like this dude like literally like it was like some superhuman stuff. He pulled a stove like from the wall and like picked it up off of the floor like enough where it wasn't touching the floor and just like flung it across the kitchen. And everybody's like looking at him like, man, what's going on with you? What's going on with you? And he's just like, Lo, my mom died. And I'm just like, what? Like, how do you do that? How do you console somebody like that? And that's another reason why I say it's important for us to get those repressed emotions out and everything, because I know, for me at least, when my grandmother passed away, and then the subsequent years after that, how it impacted me, how it affected me, how it just messed me up, like, and just holding that stuff down, and then just with the way I would push people away and the way that I would act, it's because I was missing that love and that nurturing that my grandmother provided to me. I couldn't get it from her. Like, I wasn't concerned about like my grandmother taking care of me because, you know, I mean, I don't need nobody to take care of me. At that point, like as soon as I got from out under my mother's roof, as soon as I went to college as a freshman, I started taking care of myself. I had been working before. I just started working, more full-time jobs or whatever, or multiple jobs. I did what I had to do to take care of myself. So it wasn't about the fact of like, oh, grandma ain't here to help me out of this financial bind that I'm in, or grandma ain't here to, grandma ain't here to let me borrow her car or anything like that or whatever. No, it wasn't that. It's about the fact that grandma is no longer here for her to give me them words of encouragement. Grandma no longer here to give me them hugs that I need. Grandma ain't no longer here for me to come into her house and walk in and come in and give her one of them good tight hugs and feel her and smell of her and play in it. Grandma ain't here so I can have all that, because all of that provided me comfort. And that's what happens to us men, and we need to get better at, fellas, we need to get better at expressing what someone who we lost meant to you. Like, it can be like, and there are usually these female figures in our lives who mean these things to us, and then we lose them. And it hurts. But we don't really know how to talk about it, or we don't maybe feel safe to talk about it. And if you ain't got the space where you feel like you're safe to talk about things like that, then you need to create it. You need to create it. Create that space. Find like-minded individuals. Because I guarantee you that you're not the only person who feels like that. You're not alone. But you got to deal with them demons before they deal with you. It's better to get that stuff out than to hold it in, because you hold that stuff in, you hold in how you feeling. Even if it's feeling of sadness, it's going to generate within you. It's going to build something up in you. It's going to do something to you. And it's going to do something negative to you. You can't leave that stuff up in you, y'all. You can't. I hope that this video resonated with you. If it did resonate with you, give me a big thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it. And don't forget, comment down below, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, tell a friend to tell a friend. As we say around these parts, that means share the episode. I appreciate all the love. I appreciate anybody who has encountered this video. You have not encountered this video or this channel by chance. You have encountered it because you are meant to be here, and you are meant to be a part of this journey. You are meant to be a part of us breaking the stigma when it comes to combating what is and what isn't a man. This has been another video with Life of Logan TV. This is the Men Are Strong and Strength is Vulnerability bicep, because I liked it last time. And I'm out, as always. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.